Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Ripster Daily Trade Recap and Daily Teachings. Before we start, quick disclaimer, anything we discuss is just for educational purpose only, nothing is financial advice. All right guys, start of the week, decent start of the week, another week earnings season continues. So we had bunch of good plays, decent plays. Market was short in the morning. So we will discuss some of our setups today, our gap and crap setups, our 512 calls, our day 2, day 3 setups. So you guys can learn that. Before you do that, I'm going to do a fast introduction. You know what I have been trying to do, a fast introduction. So we trade a trading system called Ripster EMA cloud system. This system is traded by thousands of traders across the world to trade consistently. The system I have been teaching for free for over 8 to 9 years now. You can go check it out at ripstereducation.com. You can go to our YouTube accounts. You can go to Google. You can find all information about this trading system. The system also includes a lot of my teachings that I teach day in, day out. I have some specific core principles that I teach on X as well, related to any trade, swing trade or investment. We trade this system in our community, Tanner Trade Group, one of the largest and the fastest growing online live trading educational community, not an alert service. We trade this system there every day. Thousands of traders in the community on our trading floor trade this. We have a plan in the pre-market where we make a plan. I make a live plan. I go on live screen and I make a plan for all those stocks that we're going to trade for the day, earnings stocks, new stocks, index stocks, everything. We make a plan. We have a bunch of other we share a lot of other plans in the morning as well. We share the levels for ETFs, the stocks, the MAGSAP. We trade crypto stocks. We provide those levels in the pre-morning as well, and the initial guidance how to trade those crypto stocks. We also trade futures. We also trade futures as well, and we provide this planning in the pre-market. Then we have another strategy that I've been teaching you guys for some time called Ripster Day 2, Day 3 strategy. All these Day 2, Day 3 setup plan is also shared in the pre-market, so the traders can trade these all these stocks. So system is how you trade, setup is what you trade. The setup is the stocks that you trade and what kind of setup we trade. Same repeatable 15 16 setups. There's repeatable setups for day trading, swing trading. We just have those repeatable setups that we trade every day. So I'm going to show you the live guidance, see how we traded that, what was our plan, how we traded that in a community, so that you guys can also learn these setups and you don't have to trade blindly, and you can follow the system. Our system is trend-based system. We do not go against the trend. We look for the high probability trading. In our community, where we have so many tools, we have our news alerts, bunch of option flow scanners, stock scanners, order flows, support resistance alerts. We have tools over $500 $600 which are freely available for our community members. So we use all those tools as well to trade through the trading day, find the opportunities in the market, and to keep our losers small and winners big. So let's start this recap. You can learn, you can watch over 1,000 plus YouTube videos that I have to learn this trading system to change your life. You can go to my free website ripstereducation.com, learn from there, or of course if you want to join our community, you can come join our private community as well and learn from our webinars, our PowerPoints, and all the live examples that I share. So never in hindsight from me, never hindsight. We always talk about losers and winners, but our system is a very high probability system. So if you want to learn it, watch the video. Let's get started. All right, so let's talk about the top play that we have had in the community was IREN. So IREN is a big name in IREN is a big name here in our AI field. So let's take a look here. So IREN sells its cloud capacity, provides the clouds for the artificial intelligence clouds servers to other companies, and that's why it has been a big winner this year. Is part of the big ecosystem of AI infrastructure. Because the company provides the infrastructure for artificial intelligence computing. So like, we have CoreWeave, and then we have IREN as well. Similar kind of the companies. So now you understand what this company does and why it's a great investment name this year. It had a deal with Microsoft today, which was a $9.7 billion deal. That's why it was gapping up. The chart was already bullish, and then it gapped up huge towards the all-time highs, and then it pulled back. Now news was good, right? So it's always traders think the news is so good, so maybe it goes higher, but that's not how it works. You need to figure out, is it going higher? If it goes higher, we will long it, or is it going to drop? If it is dropping, filling the gap is the room between the closing price and the opening price, then you can make money by shorting the stock or buying the puts. So you have to decide what we want to do, because we definitely don't want to buy it, because if we buy it and it's going in the gap fill, we are going to lose a lot of money, and we don't want to do that, but we will make money to shorting it. So what Ripster Cloud and my teachings does it to teach you that how to figure out, is it going up or is it going down. So let's see how we traded this stock today. So here was the plan on IREN, the pre-market. The plan for us IREN on pre-market was, just discuss the news, gap and crap under 72, long over 75 if clouds hold, neutral bias. So gap and crap under 72, long over 75 if the clouds hold, neutral bias. So support pivot was 67.70 and resistance pivot was 74.78. So we have clear plan, right? So we're gonna, if short it if it breaks 72, and then we long it if it breaks over 75. So it was definitely not easy in the morning. You know, we always use 10-minute candles. You see that right at the open, IRN was, you know, it dumped under that 512. So as soon as that happened, I knew it's not a long. So I told the traders no long gap and crab versus 74. It did flush down, but right back it started to swipe back up. So when it started to swipe back up, then we had to close it because the first candle was like indecision candle. So you can see that how the first candle was indecision candle. So we were trying to figure out what we want to do there. So we did short it, but when it started to swipe up back up, we closed it because we didn't want to get squeezed if it pushed higher. Then it kind of dropped again, then we tried dropped again, and then we shorted it again for the second time. And initial short risk was 74, you know, then we tried to short again versus 73. Although now that our first we got chopped out on it few times, I realized that 74 was a much better stop, because this was a 74. You could see a lot of wicks there on the top at 74. So we re-shorted it again on the 74, and this time it faded, and I gave the target of 67. Next target I gave was 65.40. Then both our targets met, right? The first time we stopped out, even though we were making $1 profit, but then it was swiping back on top of us, so we got stopped out break even. But then we re-added the short. If you see that when I said re-hit the short versus 73 or 74, and this time it faded from that 72 area all the way to 64. So you could easily make this $8 to $9 per share profit on that. Or a lot of traders in the community were trading the puts. So let's look at the we can look at the 68 puts, or whichever is most liquid puts, you can trade those puts. Went from $4 to $8, 100% returns there on that trade. So that was the trade on IREN. Much better trade with the shares, and also we use Fibonacci's to trade these gap and craps. So the Fibonacci from the yesterday close or to the today's opening price, and you see that it found a support at 0.61 Fibonacci. That's why I gave that target of 65.40, because of the Fibonacci. So this is how you make profits, consistent profits, with the gap and crap setup. Let's look at some more gap and crap setups today. So there is a reason gap and crap is one of my favorite setups, because the risk is pretty defined. If we push over 34.50, we take a loss, but if the stock stays under 34.50, it fills that complete gap. So a very important concept, we use the gap concept. I teach the gap concept for the swing trades, for the day trades, for the investing. I teach it a lot. So let's take a look here how the gap was working in case of SNDK. This is the company that makes the hard drives at high level, does bunch of other stuff too, also benefiting with artificial intelligence. So SNDK also was on our game plan today. Let's take a look on SNDK. So SNDK was our Morgan Stanley increases the profit target to 230, but it did remove it as its top pick. It's no longer a top pick. So told the traders to crap under 208, long over that, neutral bias. But as soon as I see it dumping, I told the traders gap and crap, right? So I told them cover some on the full gap fill. If we break 200, we will flush more. So SNDK broke 200. I gave the target of 190. We hit the 190 target. So this was almost a $15 per share profit. Even if if you are risking, even if you're risking $3, you are making a $15 there, because the risk was right here over 210 when we were adding shorts. If we're adding lower, the risk was right here 208. So we were risking $3,000, you know, we were making 10 grand dollars. If we are risking $300, we are making over $1,500 on this trade. If you are shorting the shares, of course you could trade options as well, but the point is you need to learn how to short, and gap and crap setup really gives you good returns. And now once the gap and crap setup, this is where you close. This was a 512 call. This is where you close your shorts, and of course you can buy the 512 calls. If you see that SNDK, and my traders already know that, they are already taking that 512 calls and taking it all the way up. From that 512 calls, it ran all the way to 209 for a beautiful curl setup. Of course we shorted it once, and then SNDK provided us a curl setup as well. So learn these two setups, gap and crap, and then 512 calls. All right, let's look at next one. BRK. This was Warren Buffett company, had an earning today. Berkshire Hathaway. So let's take a look here. It was also a gap and crap. So there were so many gap and craps today, you know. So I told the traders to short it to the MTF. So it was short it under the MTF. So let's look at what was the plan on this. Right now, the hindsight from me, always. So profit jumps on cash pile record. Only call if 482 holds. Short under 481. Short under 481, neutral bias. And you see, as soon as it break 481, you take a short. So I already gave the plan to the traders in the pre-market, and they just need to follow this plan. And then we flushed, and we covered it at 10 a.m. By 10 a.m. we had flushed over $6-7 per share for the profit. You see that 935 is, you know, when I told the traders to short it, of course I already gave the plan to short as well. So another beautiful winner there on for us on gap and crap setup. So let's take a look here. Next one, we're going to take a look at MDB. MDB was also in a gap and crap. I was watching in the morning. I told the traders that MDB had a news. CEO steps down. 400 psych big resistance. Long over 390 to 400. Gap and crap under the 512s. So as soon as you see this 512 breaking, it's no longer a long. You are not buying the stock. You are shorting it, or you are buying the puts. So it was a gap and crap. I was on the voice. I told the traders it's a gap and crap. Even at 10 a.m. I told the trader it's still in gap and crap. Even from that 371, it went on to flush to 357.50. Beautiful gap and crap setup, right? And you see it was going from, this is called an air gap, this is called also the MTF magnet. You see 512 breaks, you short here, you hold as long as it gets closer to this 34 1 hour clouds, and you could close your shorts here, and you could always long it. And you see how Ripster clouds work. The call from Ripster cloud took it back to the 374. So that's the power of the Ripster cloud system, guys. It tells you when to short, it tells you when to long. Another beautiful gap and crap setup, guys. Let's go to the next one. All right, so next one we're going to look at is coin. So the coin was a short today, although we lost, you know, on the initial short on coin, because it kind of swiped back on us. So let's look at what was the plan for us on the coin. So coin was our day 2 setup, short under 338 or daily 50-55 MTF cloud. So that was the plan on coin. So it was, the plan was to the short under this 50-50 MTF, but it kind of swiped right back. So we got out, you know, we took like a $3-4 loss initially, but then it failed again, and then you reshort it. So you reshort it under 338 as per the plan. And remember, it was a 10 a.m. concept. So 10 a.m. concept is important. A lot of these setups came at 10 a.m. like IREN came at 10 a.m. and you know, this coin gave you 10 a.m. So wait for that. If your initial morning setup is not working, get out, take a small loss, wait for the second setup. But you could see that once next time it break the Ripster 55 MTF, it flushed almost $12-13 per share profit. So that's how you trade it with the MTF clouds when you're trading these earning setups. So you know, and we were long on it the other day from MTF clouds. You see it ran on the long all the way from here to here, and to this time it was a short from 50-55 MTF cloud to the lower level. So there's a beautiful trade. Let's go to the next one. So there was another beautiful winner for us today. This was a Lily. Lily is a strategy that's called earnings day 3 setup. I've been teaching this strategy for a long time to you guys. This was a home run as well. Let me show you timestamp guidance here. I told the traders triggered long at the open. Why? Because it was our number one a day to set up long over yesterday highs, 870 or 512 calls. That was the plan. So as long as it pushes, it became a long over yesterday highs. 870 was 68 was the long. This was our target on Friday, was also a big winner for us. So this was day one. Day two was a Friday big winner long, and you see my timestamp guidance here. You could trade leverage ETF as well, TSLL. You buy 1,000 shares, right? You're risking $300, $400. It ran from 870, $30 to 900. Now, how would you hold it, right? So you could easily make 3 grand risking just $300 on this trade with just 100 shares, because it's holding Ripster clouds. All day my guidance to the traders was to hold, 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 hold. You see that how it's holding 512s, no reason to cut. Hold, 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 hold. And it's also a concept of 900 magnet. Whenever something is trading between 90s and 100s, or 100s and 200s, or basically between 90s and 100s, in this case it was 890 to 900, it's a magnet setup. So you always wait for that 900, and that's how you got that 900 target on Lily, right? So that was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade, beautiful winner for us, Lily trade. All right, so there were many other setups for as well today. There was a RBLX, was a day 3 short. It was from our day 3. Most of these setups we were done in the morning, but since everything is provided in my pre-market plan, you can see RBLX was a shorter yesterday lows. Not only that, if you look at RBLX also, usually any stock which had earnings will have some kind of analyst comments in the coming days. RBLX City lowered the profit target. Whenever Citi says something, you always pay attention. I've said it many times. Whenever Citi says something, you always pay attention. That's why I made RBLX into the red trade. All you had to do was to buy the puts right at the open under the yesterday lows. If you look at my pre-market planning, on no longer 114, short under Friday lows. So the planning, the guidance on RBLX was already provided to the traders to short under the yesterday lows, and you see RBLX broke that yesterday lows from 111 to 106. Beautiful trade. Even if you were trading the options, let's say you were trading 106 options or something, and even then they ran from in the morning from 60 cents all the way back to $2.70, 50 cents. So really good trade there as well. Very nice. Let's go to the next one. So there was other setups. Apple was earning day 2. Remember, Apple had an earnings, so today it was a short. Right at the open, I told the traders to short. Or if you see my pre-market planning on Apple, this was highlighted as a red. Bearish buys as long as under MTF. So I already told it's a bearish buys, short under Friday lows. So every planning is given in the pre-market, and if you see that it faded from 269.50 to 266.25 by 10 a.m. and you could, it was a good enough trade in the morning to take some of those profits. There was one loser today as well for us today. That was ON Semiconductor. So ON Semiconductor was play for us, which we were trying to trade versus the 50. It had an earnings, so triple MTF support below versus those bullish buys. So we had a bullish bias if the MTF holds. These are my MTF clouds. I cover it in my other videos. Make sure you learn that. So not today. It's not today. MTF was not that important, but you could learn about the MTF setups from my other videos. So there was no go under MTF clouds. It broke MTFs. So that's why I said short versus 50. Then it swiped right back. Didn't really swipe, but it pulled back to the 50s. So we stopped out. We took a dollar loss there on ON Semiconductors, and it went to run from 50 psychological level. You see the power of 50 went into the 52s and then came back. So it was kind of a pretty choppy setup there today for us. All right, so let's look at some other things here. There was many other good trades in the community. Tesla was a beautiful long winner here. Tesla has been running against the market for some time now. I gave the target of, I think I gave the target, let's see. So I gave the target of 468 in the morning and then 470. We hit 468. It was on the pre-market planning right here. Tesla, not interested under Friday highs. So as soon as it pushes over the Friday highs, you take it long. There's always look at flow. So when I was on voice, I keep telling the traders a lot of flow coming in, a lot of flow coming in. And it also has this weekly flag setup. So the levels at 470, next target I gave was 475. We did not really hit the 475, but it had moved 100% ATR by that time. When something moves 100% ATR that time, you have to be cautious because it can pull back from that. But anyways, the daily chart is now setting up for a breakout soon. So Tesla, we'll see if the market doesn't spoil it. Tesla will soon break out of that, and we'll see how that goes for us there. So other setups in the community, NVIDIA was a decent play by traders. Also, there's a big news on NVIDIA. So that was really good for the traders. It was holding the clouds all day, big flag and push, and then you could short it at 512 when Trump tweeted some news. So that was good. Let's look at the market. So let's look at the market here. So let's see what we did. SPY QQQ was a successful short for us today. Again, using the VIX strategy. I'm just not going to take too much time. I'm just going to explain it to you how we traded that SPY QQQ and what was the pre-market plan. So the pre-market plan on SPY QQQ was pretty simple. The plan was if VIX pushes over 1760, we will short the market. SPY versus 684 and MTF. If we long, we want to see these levels break. We want VIX to break under 1740, 1760, but we will short it if the market, if the VIX pushed over that. So you see that VIX was bounced right away at the morning. VIX pushed. So right away QQQ was a short. There was a gap here. You buy the puts, waking 512s, buy the puts. And it was my all day guidance on trading the SPY QQ shorts. You can see that I told the traders heavy, no long, short, watch VIX, make sure your stops are over 512s, full gap fill as a target. And we shorted a lot of stuff. When market was dumping, we were short a lot of stuff. I already showed you a lot of short setups we did, because when market is heavy, Bitcoin is fading, coin is dumping, and traders, use that in their favor to short, make money with the short setups. So always when market is heavy, focus on the short setups. And you could see that we shorted for this gap fill again from here till here. We fill the gap under the MTF short, and similarly break 512s. Didn't completely fill the flag, the gap, but still it was a decent play on the short side. SPY, easy 100% or maybe more if you're trading SPX puts. Everything live, no hindsight, no BS. Beautiful day in the community, guys. So use these concepts that I teach you, the gap and crap setups, the earning setups, the day 2 setups, using 10 a.m. concept, SPY VIX strategy. Stay with the system, surrender to Ripster EMA Cloud, and you will find success. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.